Hello everyone. In this video we'll use a sword static mesh to create a target selection status effect. Just like we see in the level, when we cast a skill, we can attach a sword style marker to the selected character. So let's get started. To create this effect, we first need a sword static mesh. Here we combine two identical sword meshes into one. The only difference between them is the vertex color. One has its vertex color set to 1, white, the other to 0, black. This allows us to distinguish them in the material and control them independently. For example, making one rotate left and the other rotate right. Now open the material. It's a very standard mesh material. What we need to do is modify the world position offset to create animation on the mesh. First, use a lerp to create a top-to-bottom movement. The alpha is controlled by a dynamic material parameter named world position offset. Input A is set to the end position, default 0, adjustable as needed, and input B is the start position. We set it to an offset above the mesh on the z-axis, like 200. By adjusting the parameter value, the sword gradually moves downward, giving a simple vertical movement animation. Next, use a rotate about axis node to create rotation. We want one sword to rotate counterclockwise around the negative z-axis and the other clockwise, positive z-axis. That's why we assign different vertex colors to the two meshes. In UE5, clockwise rotation around z is positive, counterclockwise is negative. Depending on the current mesh orientation, the white mesh, vertex color 1, should rotate around negative z, and the black mesh, vertex color 0, around positive z. Set the axis to z, 0, 0, 1, and use the object's world position as the pivot point. The rotation angle is distinguished by vertex color using a lerp. Input B, representing the white mesh, should receive a negative value, while input A gets a positive value. Both are controlled by the world position offset parameter. Another dynamic parameter is also needed to drive the direction and angle of rotation. Positive values are directly connected, while negative values are multiplied by -1 before connection. Finally, add the vertical movement and the rotation together to get a nice combined animation. Now let's set it up in Niagara. Create a new empty template. Name it ns_mark. Add a mesh renderer. Assign the sword mesh, and use the mesh's own material. Set life cycle mode to self, loop behavior to once, and use spawn burst to spawn a single particle. The default world position offset parameter is 1, so the mesh appears at its default position in the preview. Set the lifetime to 1 second. In particle update, add scale mesh size. We'll need to set a base mesh scale mode first for it to work. Use a float curve for scaling. Start at 2 for a stretching effect, then return to the default scale of 1 at key data 0.5. Then add the dynamic material parameter for world position offset, controlled by a curve, default value 1, and it goes back to 0 at the end. This gives the vertical movement. We can now change the movement speed of the mesh by controlling the curve and its tangent weight. The mesh speed is faster at the beginning of spawning, and then the speed gradually decreases. Set the rotation angle to 0.5, and the full effect becomes visible. Set facing mode to face camera, so the marker is always readable from any angle. For the material, we can add a Fresnel node multiplied by particle color to the emissive color, creating a glow only on the mesh edges. Set the color to red and boost the intensity for a stronger look. That gives us a simple sword marker animation. To create a persistent state, duplicate the Niagara system and name it ns_mark loop. Keep the mesh scaling and world position offset state at the end. Trigger its spawn when the first emitter's lifetime ends, maybe 0.95, so it forms a continuous marker. We can also add extra position offsets for a floating effect, for instance, an irregular curve between 0.1 and -0.1. Or use a sine wave for regular floating. Finally, add a fade-out effect. Extend the mesh lifetime, change the material blend mode to masked, and connect dither temporal AA, driven by the particle color alpha, to the opacity mask. This gives a gradual fade-out similar to translucent materials. Add a curve to the alpha of scale color, so it starts fading at 0.8. The result looks like a nice, semi-transparent dissolve. Okay, that's all for this video. We've created a simple character marker animation using world position offset. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.